Yo, what's going on, guys? Ron here, aka Nails, and today I want to talk about some possible what we're gonna get for the next wave of support for the Mitsurugi archetype, the TCG exclusive for the reptiles. I'm sure y'all, if y'all have been watching my channel, you are well aware. I think this archetype is just as it is as a sub engine is incredible. I think it's absolutely broken. This is a new support that we're supposed to be getting. This is, for the most part, confirmed, but there's always changes that can be made, so keep that in mind. We're just gonna go ahead and go down the list here. There's some other stuff here, like Cyber's monsters, Toxic Botfish. If you want to look at it, here's the URL if you want to take a look. But like I said, I'm already interested in specifically the Mitsurugi cards. So we're going to go ahead and get right down into it. The first one is we have another level 4, 1200, 900, a normal special or distributed, add a Mitsurugi monster from your deck to your hand. So this is like, it's basically like prayers, right? So prayers allows you to add, right? With its effect, this is also allows to. So if you see this plus prayers in your hand, like, you can add like 2 monsters and then like special summon one, so it just like it would be a way for you to recur like a lot of advantage. If another reptile you can control would be a short battle card effect, you trip this card instead. So again, it has the protection as well, just like the Saji and Kusanagi do, which is really, really, really good. This one is called Aramasa, so that's great. The names aren't terrible. And then moving on, we have another Mitsurugi no Miko Wusu, or Wosu. This is a reptile effect monster. So 2000 attack, 2000 defense. You can special this card by hand by triggering one of the reptile monster on your field and one monster your opponent controls. But you cannot special summon nor activate effects for the rest of the turn except for reptile monsters. So this is kind of bad in needing you to like it locking you into reptiles. You can only special it once this way. If this card is distributed, you can discard 1 card. If you do, add this card to your hand. This card is kind of bad. Like, it being a kaiju is really cool, like going into a board, but like it locking me into reptiles, yeah, like like I said, cannot special summon or activate effects for the rest of the turn except reptiles is really not good. If you're playing like Ogdoadic or whatever, like this doesn't matter because you're just playing with reptiles anyways. But for this being like me playing it as a sub engine, this card is bad. We have another Ritual monster that's also level 8, 2400 attack, 1800 defense. So he's relatively small. Like I'm pretty sure it's smaller than both Amino and the other one, or whatever it is, whatever it's called, I forget. Can be ritual summon with Mitsurugi ritual monsters your opponent controls. Lose 800. Reveal this card in your hand. Special summon Mitsurugi from your deck, and then tribute a monster you control. This is great because this doesn't lock you. You can only use that effect once per duel, but this is like an amazing extender, right? Like if you like tribute Saji off of prayers and to special and search, and you get Ash, and you have this card in hand, you can you can conduct like your normal summon, and then Saji will Saji will resolve. And then you can conduct your normal summon later, and then you can special another what's it called, Mitsurugi, by using this, and so you can special either the this one here, this one to add you a monster because Saji will resolve and you can grab a ritual spell, or you can like special like Kusanagi and like add like this card, like the Saji back to hand and stuff like that. So it's actually like really cool. And then obviously you have to tribute another monster, which if you're tributing Mitsurugi's, it's not that bad. We're getting a new ritual spell called Mirror. This card can be used to ritual summon any reptile monsters from your hand or graveyard. You can also tribute monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed that level of the ritual. This, I don't see a use for this card. Like, to be honest, I don't see this card getting played with the ritual spell that we have already. Um, the only way that I could think this would be good is if like you have to tribute a ritual monster from the deck first. So like you would like basically like you don't want to tribute Saji or Kusanagi, right? Or like or the other one, and you want to tribute a ritual instead. So you could like tribute like to summon Amino. You could like tribute the other one, send it to graveyard, and then resolution search this, and then tribute Amino off the field to special the one from grave, and then bring back Amino. That's like the only thing I would see of this. And if that's the case, you could play this at 1. But with you being able to like add stuff to the graveyard and like whatnot, like I just don't see it being like, it's not amazing is what I'm trying to put. It's a decent card. If I were to play it, I'd play it at 1 just because it's so niche, and you can always add it back to your hand. Because the big thing is with like this being bad is because it's just like hand or grave. Usually when they're in the graveyard or like they've already been properly summoned, so you can just summon them off of prayers. And if they're in your hand, you can just grab the other ritual spell instead. And this one requires you to summon it by tributing monsters from your hand or field instead of it being from the deck like the other one does, which is obviously broken. We have a new quick play spell, which this one's actually pretty good. Tribute a monster, target a face-up card your opponent controls, destroy it. This can be an additional so this will be like my replacement for prayers. A lot of the time I'll be using prayers on my end board to like tribute off a ritual and then special summon another one back and then use Amino to come back and blow the board. So you could do this instead, and then you can tribute like the other one, bring it back, pop a card, and then if they continue to go off, then you can like Omni negate something, bring back Amino, and then blow the whole board. So this is another like interruption. And it also allows you to ritual summon from your hand by trading monsters you control. So like if you have a ritual in hand and they're like targeting, maybe they target something to like send it to grave or something like that, you can chain this, tribute it, summon like Amino from hand or something like that, and then just like Raigeki their board, and then like get like follow up, and then you just have like an additional body. So this is actually a really really good card. I'm gonna play this card for sure. At least at 1, we'll see. I might play I have to play 3 prayers. Prayers is just a crazy card. But going into a board, this card is actually really crazy because like what you could do is like you can like draw phase, tribute Saji or something like that, or like any other rituals besides like Kusanagi. Tribute it, target a card, pop it, and like if they negate the activation of this card, if you tribute like Kusanagi, you can add it back and then like do it again if you have another reptile, which is pretty funny. We have a continuous spell card, Sacred Boundary. Your opponent cannot target Mitsurugi ritual monster you control with card effects of monsters that were special summoned from the extra deck. This kills Detonator. This is great. Target 4 ritual cards in the graveyard except Boundary, shuffle them into the deck. Then if your opponent controls a monster, you make them tribute 1 card they control, their choice. This is actually super broken, this card. This makes it to where you don't have to play. I've been playing Emerald to shuffle stuff back so I can like re-ritual summon. You don't have to do that now because yeah, like I said, this thing like you target 4 in the graveyard and then shuffle them in the deck, and then it also is removal. So like this card is just like cracking like back into a board. Is so good, and like turning off targeting from like special summon monsters from the extra deck is also like super crazy. This turns off Chaos Angel, it turns off Detonator. There's so many things that target like from the extra deck, like target Descend to Grave, like all that other stuff. This card is really crazy. I'm gonna play this at 1 for sure. And then we have another normal trap called Tempest. If you have a Mitsurugi spell in your graveyard, tribute 3 monsters whose original name are Amino Murakamo, Futsu, that was the other one, Futsu, and Habakiri. Make your opponent banish exactly 8 cards from their hand, extra deck, field, and or graveyard. You can only activate 1 Tempest once per turn. This card would be crazy if the requirements weren't terrible. So like I would love to play this card, but we're trying to resolve this like against Malice would just cook you, because your opponent would just go, dude, that's sick, and then just banish like a bunch of crazy cards. So yeah, and like I said, the requirement for this to work is also just too much. It's just too much. You need Amino, Futsu, and Hibikiri, which Hibikiri is the new one. So you need to ritual summon 3 times, which is super doable. Like, you could definitely do this. Like, this is not hard by any means to put all 3 on the board. But the issue is when you tribute all of them and then you bring them all back, like, you're really susceptible to like removal and stuff like that, because now if you tribute them again, you know, to like protect them from being like banished or just like sent to grave or whatever, right? Like you don't get enough for what it's giving you. Like just like the banishing it's just hand, like, especially when it can come from anywhere, like literally hand, extra deck, field, and or graveyard. Like this just doesn't hurt enough. If this said banish 8 cards from their hand or field, or like hand, field, or graveyard maybe, or like hand or field, or it just said hand or graveyard, like if it was just like just this and this, or just like hand and grave, or just like field and grave, like if it was just 2 spots, this card would be insane. But there's 4 places that your opponent can be like, I'll banish 2 from here, 2 from here, 2 from here, 2 from here, and then like it doesn't really matter, right? And then like, yeah, it's just, I don't think this card is good enough. Hopefully the new support will be better. Like later on, we should get more support, obviously, like in the future. But so far, Sacred Boundary is insane. And then the quick play is really, really good, being an interruption. Probably just like one of search, just so you have, you know, stuff that you can do. And then like this is probably not going to get played. You don't need this card. And then this is okay, because it makes everything lose 800, right? So like Amino, like if your opponent has an Amino, it'll cut it down to 24, which will be the same attack as this, right? So this card's good for like clearing boards if you want to, like, you know, just beat over your opponent's stuff. It's basically like duo drive with like 8 materials slapped under it. And then I don't know. I still think this is a really good card. And then also, if this said you can reveal this card, especially with Mitsurugi monster from your deck or graveyard, then tribute a monster you control, this card would be broken. Because then you could play this at 1, and then you could like bring back like Amino or Futsu from the graveyard. But like I said, it's only from deck, so this is like this is an extender, right? It's a hard extender, which is good considering it's also a boss monster. So it has that, instead of like you seen like Futsu and Amino in hand, you're just like, I need a way to tribute these, or at least tribute them, if not summon them. Where this one you can be like, I could be going like full combo, and then you can go, you know, you get interrupted, you reveal this special Saji, tribute another monster, grab ritual spell, ritual summon this, ritual summon like Amino from deck, and then you can add a Mitsurugi card, and then you can you can add like prayers, or you can add like the other ritual other ritual spell off of this, right? So you could add mirror if you wanted to play it, and then you could go mirror, tribute, and then bring this one back, and then you would have 2 on the field, and then like Amino would be, you know, all of your opponent's monsters would be 800 minus. This would just be like a really good way to just like crack your opponent's board if they have big monsters. But like I said, otherwise, I don't know. I don't think it's super great. If I might try this with like 1, 1, and 1. So we'll do like I'm gonna try all of these cards. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to like make it sound like I'm not gonna like touch like certain cards, even though they're bad. Like I'm gonna try to play this card too, the Tempest, just to see like how good it is, because like obviously like against Malice, like that's really bad to get them to banish 8. Because they could like if they have field spell, they could like banish like all 3 of their traps and make their like stuff huge out of the graveyard, like off the like field, graveyard, deck, and or like extra deck, and then like they banish whatever, and then they can make all their like stuff really big. That would be scary, right? Or like banish Dormouse, etc. For or like Rabbit for follow up to set a trap. That would be crazy, right? That's maybe not good. And then because it also like says like that your opponent gets to banish these, right? It's their choice. So if like you got to pick, right? Like you could be like, oh, you could banish this much from hand, extra deck, field, or grave. Like, because if I did that, right, I'm just like, all right, banish 8 cards from your hand and field, bro, and then just be like, go ahead, figure it out. Because like that's the case, bro. I'm making you banish out of your hand and your field. Like you're either removing cards off the board or you're getting cards out of your hand. One of the two, man. Pick it. So, but yeah, like I said, we'll see. I think this will be like really good if you play them overall, like in like the Ogdeatic version. This is a good one of like Kusanagi is, because you're just adding a monster. Like I said, the support overall is pretty good. I'm happy with it, but like I said, we'll see in the future after like these cards get like are released and I get to play test with them and whatnot. And who knows? Maybe I'm wrong, and Tempest will be just absolutely broken. So here's hoping. So thank y'all again so much for watching. Do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that other good stuff, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.